Hi everyone, Jon Markee here, your Builder CPA, and I just want to go over a tool that we made for small businesses. Maybe this is a side hustle, maybe it's a rental business, something that is not big enough to be in QuickBooks Online. Ideally, something that only has a handful of transactions during the year and only one main operating checking account, maybe one credit card. So this is the ledger that we're looking at, and I would recommend exporting the activity from your bank using a CSV format and manipulating it into this spreadsheet. So this will be the ledger, but first let me go through the chart of accounts. So that's the third tab over here. This is where you can list the accounts that you use. We usually use 1010 for the operating cash account. That might be a checking account. And we usually use something that starts with a 2 for any kind of a liability, which would include a credit card or a mortgage. And that's pretty much it. Then we use a different set of categories. And I just took these from the Schedule C. So on the next tab, I Googled Schedule E 1040, and it shows the categories that are normally used on this IRS form for a rental property. If you have a different type of a small business or side gig, you could potentially use different categories, but we want to refrain from using categories that are too generic. So after you've exported the CSV activity from your bank, I would just drop it in one account or one column at a time. And the account most likely will always be 1010 because you're probably exporting it from your bank's checking account. If you do have credit card activity, you would just copy and paste it down below, and you would use account 2010 instead of 1010. Make sure the date is correct. You can just use the description from the bank as far as the vendor. If you have any notes, you can put them in the description field, or you can leave it blank. And then you'll go through here and you will manually assign the categories. Now, the only part that can be tricky is the debit and credit column, and we do need them all in one column. So debits are always positive and credits are always negative. And this is the part where most small business owners don't understand. But when the bank says that they are going to credit your account, that is from their perspective. So ironically, an increase in your cash balance will be a debit, which is a positive number. So if you can at least copy and paste the amounts from the bank into this column, and if you're working with us, you can send it to us and we will be able to decipher what is a credit and debit. And by doing this, after you've completed it, all you have to do is select the whole tab, and you can go to Insert Pivot Table. Let me get some sample data in here real quick so we can actually have something to look at. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have some sample data in here for a rental company, and I'm just going to select all of this, go to Insert Pivot Table. We'll create it in a new sheet, and this will become our profit and loss. So we're going to arrange it by category. We don't really care what account it's in. So I can just drag category. So I'm dragging category over to, let me see if I can just click on it. So we're going to add category, and then the values will be the debit and credit. So you can see this company had $13,200 of rental income. They spent $5,000 on a repair, and they spent $2,200 on utilities. And so you can rename your new pivot table as profit and loss. And you can even double click on these numbers and it will create a new tab where you can see exactly what makes up that number. So if you're wondering how you came up with 13,200 of rental income, here's your breakdown. And then when you're finished reviewing it, you can just delete it. And that's how you can summarize everything pretty quickly in a ledger. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Happy to help. Have a great day.